Hello everyone, I am Grum and it is time for the Philadelphia TTars to battle in Week 2 of the Charizard Premier League. This week, the only thing stopping us from starting the season 2-0 is our opponent, Jake, and the Leonardo Lucarios. If you like Pokemon Draft League content or competitive Pokemon content, leave a like on the video and subscribe as we are on our way to our goal in 2024 of 500 subscribers. With your help, we can get there sooner rather than later. Now, before we go into what 6 will be representing the TTars this week, let's take a look at the Leonardo Lucarios. Lucarios have one of the scariest lineups in the league with offensive sweepers like Roaring Moon, Ogerpon Cornerstone, and Terra Captain Jolteon, who can Terra into an electric, ice, or grass type. Leonardo's offensive threats are backed by defensive walls in Heatran, Deoxys Defense, and Dusknoir. Pokemon like Enamorus and Piloswine can act as serious wall breakers for Jake, allowing Manaphy to be a flexible option thanks to his traditional mythical spread of a 100 base in every stat. Rounding out the Lucarios are Grottle, whose grass typing plus its incredible natural bulk makes it a great defensive wall, which is boosted by an Eviolite that gives it a 50% increase to both physical and special defenses, and a moveset that includes moves like Leech Seed that provided a chance at longevity despite an Eviolite. Last but not least is Jake's other Terra Captain, Toxicroak, who can Terra into a fighting, dark, or flying type, giving it a chance to Terra out of its two biggest weaknesses in Psychic and Ground. Add in the Dry Skin ability that makes it immune to water types, and Toxicroak can turn into a potentially dangerous Pokemon for us. I want to give a shout out to both AW and Jonna for helping me brainstorm and do some mock battles this week, as both of them are also general managers in the upcoming season of the Dorkside Pokemon League. Now I present to you the starting lineup for the Philadelphia TTars in Week 2 of the Charizard Premier League. Leading off things is the wise man of the sand line, Great Tusk. This week we bring a more offensive-minded wise man, as we're going with a booster energy, which thanks to our EV spread of 112 HP, 252 attack, and 144 speed, gives us a boost to our already impressive attack stat. A Jolly Nature gives us 270 speed, which with a rapid spin allows us to outspeed everything except speed-boosted Roaring Moon or a Scarf max speed Enamorus. With Headlong Rush, Ice Spinner, and Knockoff, we'll be able to do serious damage, likely eliminating everything that comes across the Wise Man, especially after we set up some rocks. That is where Solo the Tyranitar comes in, the enforcer of the Sand line. Between Stealth Rocks and Sand, Tyranitar will set the team up by chipping away health, including breaking Ogerpon sturdy with the rocks. I had real 4-move syndrome this week with Tyranitar, as it becomes clear that I would need Knockoff to punish Jake and his Deoxys for switching out, and I wanted Dragon Tail in case of any potential setting up, especially by Roaring Moon, who wouldn't fear a Knockoff thanks to its Dark typing, and Booster Energy activating prior to any Knockoffs landing. I opted to go for Dragon Dance as my 4th move over Stone Edge, even as Enamorus and Toxicroak, who can resist Knockoff, wouldn't want to take a +1 Knockoff. With 212 HP and 195 special defense in the sand, I will be able to live most Manaphy and Enamorus non-spec attacks and be able to punish back with a Knockoff or phase Manaphy out with a Dragon Tail. 100 speed EVs allows us to at +2 outspeed Manaphy and knock it out. The Sand line needs its right-hand man, Jay the Quaquaval, running back most of the set that helped secure the comeback victory last week. A max attack with a Jolly Nature max speed White Herb acrobatic set to give us a potential switch in to a non-boosted Manaphy. While Toxicroak can be a potential problem with its Dry Skin ability, we can look to catch it on a switch in with an acrobatics for super effective damage, especially after a close combat. U-turn will allow us to keep momentum as much as possible, and the combo of Moxie and Aqua Step is a late game threat always. A Zebstrika named Sammy was the clutch mon of the week last week by dodging a play rough and hitting a Thunder Wave to save the game for us. This week we're going to need him again. Rocking an Assault Vest this time, a Terra Water and Sap Sipper combo that will likely help wall Manaphy as well as catch Ogerpon and a Terra Grass Jolteon off guard. With 48 HP EVs, max attack EVs, and 208 EVs in speed with a Jolly Nature, we have the ability to take extra special attack and hit back. With Volt Switch for momentum, Flame Charge to get us a speed boost for Jolteon and potentially Roaring Moon, Low Kick for Heatran, Ogerpon, Roaring Moon, and Piloswine, and a Stab Supercell Slam against Manaphy and Enamorus, we've got a few backups in the form of Sammy. New to the Sand line this week, Ava the Enamorus Therian. With the ability Overcoat, Ava has a natural immunity to the sand that her incarnate form doesn't have the pleasure of having. While slow, we've invested in bulk with 248 HP EVs, 28 defense EVs, and 40 special defense EVs. But Ava is here to break walls. With a massive special attack stat thanks to its modest nature boost, 192 EVs invested, and wearing the choice specs, Ava will be looking to make some noise with Moonblast, Earth Power, and Draining Kiss, which deals neutral damage to all of Leonardo's team. Our fourth move is Healing Wish, which will allow us to restore the health of one of Ava's teammates should we need it. Last but not least, the Tribal Chief of the Sand Line, the leader of the Desert of Draft League, Landorus Incarnate, Roman himself, again bringing a choice scarf, but this week we're going adamant with Sand Force boosted Earthquakes and Stone Edges, as well as U-Turn for momentum and Crunch for coverage. A max attack, max speed EV spread will have Landorus leading us to yet another victory and having Jake and the Leonardo Lucarios believing in that. Acknowledge the Sand Line and your Week 2 lineup with a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you for the live commentary. All right, we're here, Week 2, ready to go. All right, we got the Leonardo Lucarios and as our opponent. Jake is the coach, general manager, terminology you prefer to use for person who drafted and controls the team. Ogerpon, Jolteon, Manaphy, Enamorus, Deoxys, and Roaring Moon. That is largely the team that I thought. And we're prepared for. Manaphy is a big threat. The Jolteon can go one of two ways, either Terra Ice, Terra Grass. We are accounting for the Terra Grass a little bit more with Sammy this week. All right. Oh, let me turn off the timer. Stop the timer. My bad. All right. All right. All right. So let's see. I think my lead so far, the most consistent lead that I've had, is Roman with U-Turn. There's the Jolteon. We outspeed unless if it's Choice Scarf, but I don't think it's going to be. So we're going to go for a U-Turn here with Landorus, switch out, and then if they Terra into the Grass or the Ice type, we will switch back. We'll switch to Sammy, who is there to take that, and we'll be in a pretty good position. But I am worried that this is Choice Scarf. I'm hoping it's not Choice Scarf. I guess. Hold on though. Hold on. Earthquake kills. If it tears, the problem is if it tears into a grass type, you know? Like, Terra Grass is my concern here. U-Turn's a safe play here. U-Turn is the safe play. I'm getting, like, worked up going, like, wait a second, hold on. Because I did my mocks with AW and Johnner. They actually didn't bring Jolteon. Neither of them brought Jolteon, which I thought was interesting because I thought Jolteon was going to be the bring here. Especially with a Terra Ice and Terra Grass option. Terra Grass is really good against three of my Pokemon that I brought this week. Terra Ice is good against two of them, but that's why we have there's a Terra Ice. Not all right. Okay, so we're gonna go to Sammy here. We're going to Sammy here on the Terra Blast. On the Ice, Terra Ice is good. All right. I'm not going to Terra right now because I am Sap Sipper, not the whatchamacallit, not Motor Driver Lightning Rod, which I thought about. But I want to resist that incoming. Flame Charge gets the kill here. And the Jolteon will be gone. That'll be one of the Pokemon that is a bit of a concern. There's Deoxys. We can chip away here a little bit. Flame Charge is nice. That's fine. Leftovers is fine. We're going to Volt Switch here into Tyranitar. get Tyranitar to come out, set up sand for about 8 turns here. Take that knockoff. That is fine. I'm going to get rocks up here. I'm going to take my opportunity to get the rocks up. There comes Roaring Moon. That is excellent. That is very good. It's not booster energy. It is not booster energy. So we're looking at maybe Choice Band. And Choice Band Earthquake I'm not scared of, but I do believe it gets Brick Break, right? It gets Brick Break. Brick Break also not entirely scared of here. I think Dragon Tail is the right call here. I'm going to go for Dragon Tail. There's a strong U-turn. In comes somebody. I'm hoping. So that is a U-turn on the Roaring Moon. It could be Scarf U-turn. It could be Scarf as well. But that we're in a good spot there. I don't think he expected me to stay in. I wasn't concerned too much. I wonder what the item is there on the Roaring Moon, right? I didn't get any information there. Manaphy, perfect. We missed the Dragon Tail. We missed Dragon Tail. It is leftovers Manaphy. I think I'm gonna go for the knockoff here. Because Surf, I believe, does a decent amount here. Let's see. Surf, I believe, is a 2-hit KO. I need this for the Deoxys, so we're going to go to J here. And we're going to try to get the momentum a little bit here. We know it's leftovers for the Manaphy. So it's leftovers on Manaphy. It is leftovers on the Deoxys. Don't know what the Jolteon is per se just yet, but we're in an okay spot. Come out to J. J takes a Surf for 80. That's actually not bad at all. Choice Combat does, you know what, we're gonna go, I think we're gonna go for a U-turn here, because I expect either an Energy Ball to come in, and it's a chance to kill, which is not ideal, but chance to kill. Or they're going to switch out and we keep momentum on our side. You know, this is why I went U-turn, because Flip Turn would have been the preferred one, right? But I wasn't sure about the Toxicroak, so I had to account for Toxicroak. I had to run U-turn. Flip Turn it would not matter in this. I think actually U-turn does more damage in this instance than the actual Flip Turn would, but it's pretty good. I guess it actually probably the only thing is like the Enamorus is this difference, right? You're either doing super effective damage to a Roaring Moon when it's coming in, or it is going to be doing neutral damage. Acid Armor, interesting. All right, so there is a +2 defense Manaphy. I believe that is not ideal for... we're going to Terra here. And I'm going to go... We're faster. I'm going to go for the Supercell Slam here. We're going to Terra here because I can get 2 hits off. Acid Armor is very interesting. I like that. We're faster, so they can't get... Jake's not going to be able to get another Acid Armor off in this spot. I have a feeling that the Jolteon is going to Terra, or is going to come in on the Volt Absorb. But I need to get this. I just need to do this. I need the Terra to go, and then I want the Manaphy to go for the Surf, because I'm hoping Jake sees that, like, even at like a Wild Charge, I don't think I think Wild Charge is a 2-hit KO. But even then, it's like, do you go for that? Like, Sammy's really good here for the Enamorus as well. But I have rocks up. He's got no way to getting rid of these rocks. So hopefully for his sake, Enamorus there's the Jolteon taking big damage. All right, there's Volt Absorb. I crashed. I died. I forgot about the recoil as well working that way. But it's all right because now I have 2 turns of sand, and I have just the Enamorous who can be this. You know that I'm faster. The question is, do I go for a U-turn again? You don't know if I guess you could probably come up with that. I'm a physical Landorus based on that damage I did. But we'll see here. I'm faster. Deoxys defense is, I think this is close to a 2-hit KO. It is a 2-hit KO. That is nice. I'm going to go for another Earthquake because if you do go for Enamorous, there we go. There's the Enamorous. I'm all right with that. I'm okay with that. All right. Now I go to solo here. I think I get I'm going to go to solo. I'm going to take the Moonblast here that gets the kill. And now I am going to go. The question is though, right? Wiseman does not want to take a Moonblast. Did he take rock damage when he switched in? Yes. Okay. Don't want to go to Wiseman just yet. So I'm going to go back to Roman. Go back to Roman here. Stone Edge kills. Nothing can take a Stone Edge. I'm faster. I just need to hit the Stone Edge. This is the downside. If you go to the Deoxys, I outspeed. So I get 2 shots here. We're good. We're good. We're in good shape. Deoxys is down. That is not a choice. That could be a choice Scarf, Roaring Moon, which would be concerning. But Roaring Moon's special defense is better. Roaring Moon does not want to take an Earthquake even outside of Sand Force, but Sand Force is so good here. It is very silly here. Sammy going down does stink. And then, you know, I got 73, which isn't terrible. I believe Manaphy is faster than Jay, so we know for sure that is at minimum 300 speed. So Great Tusk is going to need to get a Rapid Spin to be faster than a Manaphy. But if I get that Rapid Spin, I'm faster than everything. I don't have close combat. I opted to go for Headlong Rush because I wanted to guarantee I wanted to get a kill on or if I needed to get a kill, I could get one on the Deoxys. Headlong Rush being neutral, close combat not being. I think an Ice Beam is coming here, right? I know it's got Surf. I know it has Acid Armor. I'm going to go to maybe go to J here. Oh, I didn't save this. This is supposed to have Assault Vest. No. All right. Well, that's actually fine because it's okay. We're in an okay spot. I would have liked to have Assault Vest. I thought I had an Assault Vest on it. I must have put it on the other team I was testing. I'm gonna swap out here, expecting another Surf. I am close combat is a 2-hit KO. I think you go for another Acid Armor. Well, if you go for an Acid Armor, right, you're +2 defense. It will still be. Can I get an Aqua Step? Let's go for an Aqua Step. Alluring Voice. Nice tech. Nice. All right, that's good. All right, so I need to go to Ava here. I need to go to Ava. And I just need to click the Moonblast button. Ice Beam is going to hurt if you have Ice Beam. I feel like you have Ice Beam. right? No. Okay. All right. So no more sand force. All right. I am going to go with this Moonblast here. Ivy Cudgel kills. I just have to. Because Wise Man can get the kill here. And I know that this is going to go in a position that I want it to go into. So, Vogapon has Horn Leech, right? That is what my preferred. The Trailblaze. Okay. Yeah. All right. Nice tech. Nice tech. Okay. Because now Horn Leech gets the kill. I feel like you have to go for Horn Leech, right? That did 42. I feel like you bring Trailblaze and Horn Leech, right? I'm faster than you, but I did survive enough that Trailblaze doesn't get the kill. Something's up with this Calc Dex thing, because Ogerpon has terrible stats. terrible stats. That's not the case. Trailblaze is doing 42. A high roll wouldn't get a kill, but we would be dead to any... I don't think you have any quick attack type moves, right? No, there's no other... I guess Jolteon could have the priority of quick attack, and you're just... I'm guessing you thought that would do more damage. Especially when you see the Photosynthesis attack. But no, I went with the... I wonder if I would... Well, there it is. Trailblaze does not get the kill. Head Ice Spinner. Nice. All right. We're now faster. That is... We know that it is not heavy duty boots. We know that is not booster energy. So we are faster. We have the Photosynthesis and the Wise Man. If we can get rid of... If we can get rid of the Enamorus, we win, right? Because nothing can outspeed the Landorus, and we will be in a pretty... I like the spot we're in. I just don't know, right? I just don't know, right? The Manaphy could be bulky, and that could be a problem, right? The Roaring Moon could be bulky, and that could be a problem. I don't know what Jake is going for. My heart is racing. This is my second, I do the DSPL, right? I do that. So for me, I get to just watch everybody be in this position, right? I get to watch the replays, knowing that people, obviously the replays go faster than the actual games. But this is just nerve-wracking. So if you're a general manager of the Dorkside Pokemon League and you're going, yeah, no, that's how I feel every time I play. I understand now. I fully understand. But this is great. I think I have played a pretty solid-ish game. Love the alluring voice on the Manaphy from Jake. I think the fact that he saw Ice Spinner, I don't know if there's anything he can do, right? Because Jolteon's definitely slower, right? Because we are 405, and with Roman, I think we're 407, right? So here comes Roaring Moon. So Roaring Moon has to take a kill, has to live here. And Headlong Rush is going to be the move here. It lived. Oh, it lived. Wow. It's leftovers. Aha. All right. Okay. So, our win con comes down to this. We need to hit 4 Stone Edges in a row. We need to hit 4. That is what it comes down to. And I just gotta hope. I just gotta hope. Crunch does 25 to the Enamorous. It takes 25% damage. Yeah, we gotta hit these stone edges. There's one. There is one. Stone edge might not, doesn't. Roman, bud, needed you to come through in the clutch. Nope. Yeah. GG's to Jake. Well played. Man, GG's to Jake. That is a hard team. That is a great team and did incredible. Hats off to Jake. If Jake's down for a post-match interview, we'll talk to Jake. If not, we'll just have a little post-game recap of my own, talking about what I think I could have done a little bit better and talk about the team I thought about bringing. So, yeah, we'll be right back. Hold on. We got Jake here, my opponent, the GM, the coach, the mastermind behind the first to fall, the sand line, the Leonardo Lucarios. Jake, hey, great game, man. I still got goosebumps. Yeah, all right. So you brought a max physical Roaring Moon for the Tyranitar.
On a max defense moon, because I was ski. Am I allowed to curse on this channel?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're far enough late.
Okay, good. I was scheming up some I gotta come up with some bullshit he ain't gonna expect.
Man, I did a little bit of mocking with the guys in the league that I run, and it was funny because neither of them brought Jolteon, right? One did not bring Deoxys, or he had one team that he built that didn't have Deoxys, one team that did. Both of them brought Ogerpon, Roaring Moon, Enamorous, and Manaphy, and I was like,
right.
Yeah, I think those are pretty good. But the second set of mocks I did, my buddy is a huge Pillow Swine fan, so he's like, you fucked up giving me because I'm just gonna use that. Like that's what I would like to like. That's unironically, it matches up well. And
Pillow Swine's actually crazy in your team, and I actually had a brief draft of this team where Pillow Swine was on it.
He goes. I think his five were Deoxys, Roaring Moon, Manaphy, Enamorous, Ogerpon, or not Ogerpon, Pillow Swine, and then Grottle. But I had Sap Sipper on Zebstrika, and he said, well, never mind. That shuts that, I completely forgot about that tech. That completely makes it, it neuters it, because it doesn't have enough attack to do anything other than just, it's supposed to, sit there, have an Eviolite, throw on Leech Seed, and just make you just force you to switch out. And he's like, shit.
Yeah.
He goes, once you have a Pokemon that's immune to that shit, I can't do any of that. And I was like, yeah, because I was between the beauty of Zebstrika, I've said it in the draft analysis that I did. It's an electric type that is immune to electric types and grass types, which now with Terra can be a water type that can be immune to either electric or grass, and then has to force you to make an adjustment. And I was like, man, Terra Grass Jolteon is a near perfect counter to that, because it's like, oh hey, I gave you a special attack boost with a Thunderbolt. Bet I'm gonna hit you with Terra Grass and you're dead. Oh boy,
I brought Terra Ice for two reasons. The first was I think because my matchup in my head, I'm like, Ice is just better offensively, because everything Grass does, Ice also does for what I'm trying to pressure, because I'm not trying to pressure T-Tar as much.
Mm-hmm.
I just really want to hit your triple grounds and your Enam.
Yeah.
So in my head, it's either I hit Quavo or I hit Enam, and I'm like, I could actually see myself losing to Enam if things get out of hand.
Yeah.
Because really, I just have Jolteon and Ogerpon for it, and if you're crazy setup set, I'll probably lose, because my Manaphy's last move is Calm Mind.
Okay. So, I thought that would be along the lines of what you were running, because I was like, man, Manaphy. Manaphy is the win condition. That it's going to come down to the fact that I have to account for that for minimum 2 Pokemon. Like, I'm going to have to. No matter what teams I bring. Like, my best chance of winning is, the Great Tusk with the boost energy. And it just didn't have enough. I just went with the wrong fourth move.
Manaphy was definitely the win con. I did bring a setup Ogerpon to also. It was actually crazy because initially I had just a 4-attack Ogerpon with U-turn and knock with Horn Leech and Ivy.
Yeah.
No trail. And I was like, at the last minute, I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'll change it to SD trail because it could actually win the game if I get a setup or something to going. And then we got into that exchange with Tusk. And I almost regretted every decision I made about making Ogerpon my late game win con because it wasn't gonna 1v1 the Tusk.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
I in one of the mocks my buddy ran, he hit me with a Horn Leech to get him he took the rock chip, hit me with a Horn Leech, got back to Sturdy, and we're in a call, and he's like, ha ha ha, Sturdy, bitch. And I said, ha ha ha, Rapid Spin, now I'm faster, GG's, bitch. And he ended up, he beat me because Booster Energy Roaring Moon was so oppressive, because it's all right, I have my choice Scarf Lando, and I'm like, it's outsped. I'm like, and sure, I don't get anything I don't even think with the booster attack or booster speed that I was gonna die to anything that Roaring Moon had on Landorus. But it's just that I have to sacrifice it's just okay, I have to commit 2 Pokemon to that. So when you bring it out and it's not booster energy, and I'm like, huh, the hell could it be? I'm like, is it choice band? And I'm doing the calcs. I'm like, choice band Earthquake, that doesn't kill. Okay, so yeah, I'll just go for a Dragon Tail, and that'll do a lot of damage here. Which it would have done a lot of damage. It just wouldn't have killed like I had every intention of it doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the U-turn came out. I'm like, oh boy, I am concerned here. I am concerned because then I'm like, all right, I know I can take a Surf from the Manaphy. I don't want to. I can take. I think it was I had 100%. It was a 50 to 2 hit. It had a high roll both times.
Gotcha.
And I was like, okay, I could take. I'm like, I'm willing to risk it. And I was like, I'm not willing to risk it. I need the sand for later. I'm going to need the Sand Force Earthquakes to do some serious damage. I was able to hit, the Deoxys in 2 hits with it. Man, talk about something that literally had me racking my brain until the second to last mock, where I originally didn't have an Amorous on the team. I had Bronzong because I wanted to run.
I was so certain you were gonna bring Bronzong. That's why I was so certain. My whole game plan initially was actually for this game was I know he's gonna be so hard pressed with some of my offense like Jolteon and Ogre and Enam, that if I can just wear down Bronzong, one of them will kind of be able to come through and win.
Yeah,
I wrote Lando off a little bit more than I should have because I forgot Sand Force was a thing.
Yeah, Sand Force makes it so much viable.
It literally was
it makes the physical sets so much. It's so viable. Yeah. It's oh yeah, you get Earthquake with a Life Orb boost with no drawback, except it has to be in the sand, which Landers doesn't care. Landers would like to be in the sand. But yeah, I had a Trick Room team.
Oh, that would have been heat.
And I had a Trick Room tech that I'm saving potentially for you if we end up meeting again at some point this season, or just in a a high stake game, because it is so smart. It's not even heat for the sake of heat. It's oh no, it can work. That can work,
yeah, because my speed tiers are a lot faster than yours.
You had 6 or 7 that were just faster than my 3rd fastest Pokemon. I'm like, all right, I have to run Choice Scarf Landorus if I'm not doing Trick Room. And then I was doing the Trick Room team, and in the mocks that I did, it just didn't have enough to where Manaphy was a problem in both sets. I was like, man, Glacier kind of runs through his team. I was like, Ivy Cudgel is gonna hurt, but like even Deoxys doesn't want to take 2 of those bad boys. Like, 2 Icicle Crashes without the Grim Nay, like or Chilling Nay. No, like it's gonna get scary. And I was like, man, it's just like in both the things I did, like I had two or 3 kills, but it's like outside of the trick room I didn't have anything, and I'm like, yeah, I need, you know, I mean I ended up spoiler alert for next week's video when I talk about it, but I dropped Ursaluna before our match, but it's affected for because it just doesn't. I love Ursaluna as a, it just didn't fit the team. It gave me more ground, you know, weaknesses.
Another ground
that I didn't need. I like the idea of running a sand trick room team, but I just didn't. It wasn't to be, you know.
I saw your transaction you made. I'm like, I am so glad he made that before he could use it for a battle.
Right.
I would have had a headache. Because I saw you the prep at first, I'm like, okay, at least I know Manaphy will put in work because it's triple ground with a rock and it had a good matchup.
Yeah.
But now you have stuff that can actually you just have a little better
balance.
Overall, balance is the word. And so it definitely is going to be a nightmare if I have to play you again. But I will say, I was testing out a lot of stuff in my head. I was bringing, I thought about Choice Scarf Heatran. I thought about a DB, Roy Moon. I thought about Toxicroak.
The Toxicroak had, that was my, when I first glanced, Toxicroak is definitely coming. And it's going to be Terraflying. And it's going to be it's going to be Terraflying with Sucker Punch, Terra Blast, Close Combat, Poison Jab. Life Orb, maybe, just because he's going to be I'm going to Aqua Step incoming? Nope. Here comes Toxicroak, and I'm like,
it does shut out, you quack.
Which I'm mad at myself because I fixed it on one team, but then I ended up taking the other team, or an older version of the team. I copied it, so I'm like, let me take this into Ubers real quick, so I can get an idea of how these just how these interactions will work on my side of things. The U-turn from Landorus, is that predictable? And I'm like, oh, no one ever suspected it. Okay, cool. This is perfect. This is great. They kept their Pokemon in almost all the time. Great.
I was expecting, with the way you led it, I was in my head, I was like, he's definitely probably Scarfed from just turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
But in my head, I'm like, I did some calcs, and Earthquake didn't always kill Jolteon. It was a 31% chance to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So in my head, I'm like, if he gets greedy and doesn't remember Iterra, I could potentially Oko what is probably going to be the biggest nuisance in this battle, which it was.
Yeah.
So in my head, it was just worth the risk. I'm like, there's a lot of risk, and the only exactly bad play is if he Stone Edge.
Yeah.
Because even if you U-turn, you didn't have a good switch in. I don't think your risk and teams are.
No, I had to basically be okay, are you going? I was like, what's the play here? I'm like, are you going for Ice Beam, or do you predict the switch? Or did you predict a switch and went for, I'm like, man, I was sitting there. I think even the thing, I'm like, I kind of want to click. I think I clicked U-turn instantly because my first three moves in my head were U-turn to T-Tar, get rocks up, either D-Dance or knock off, whichever whatever positioned me better. And you led the Jolteon. I was like, okay, U-turn. Okay, I'm gonna U-turn straight into T-Tar, and I was like, wait, but if it's Terra Grass, okay,
that's not the best.
That's not the best play. I'm like, okay, but then I was like, wait, hold on, do I have to U-turn here? I'm looking at the calcs, and I was like, Terra Ice, it's close with no investment, and if he invested anything in HP or defense, I don't. It's not gonna be good for me. It's gonna be really bad that my Landorus goes down, very turn 1 because I thought, I thought I had something there.
There's also a part of me that was because I could have been Scarf Jolteon. It was something I was toying around with. So I'm like, is he gonna risk his Lando like this? And you did.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I had.
and it was a good play.
Yeah, I think I even said like if he scarf, like he deserves this. Like he deserves this for being like, what if I just make my fastest Pokemon the fastest Pokemon? Like there's no question about like because really, I'm so ice weak that you probably could have gotten away with just running Scarf, max speed, max special attack, just Terra Blast, and you get like even if I switch to something that can take the take the hit. You're like, okay, cool. I'm in a good position because, I like, oh hey, like I took out his Landorus and whatever comes in next, I have an answer for. Like that Deoxys, man. I literally the one guy I was doing a mock with, he goes, "This isn't in our league, right?" I said, "No." He goes, "Good. I don't want to deal with it." He's like, "I don't want to draft it. I don't want to deal with it." He goes, because, man, that thing scared the ever-living hell out of me. I'm sitting there going like, huh, does how much does Gyro Ball, max attack Gyro Ball do? Like that's where I was at one point. I'm like, I don't know. I was like,
oh my God,
this thing can run taunt. It's like the fact that it has such a good move pool where like it could be a taunter, it could be a hazard setter, it gets teleport, for momentum.
I really like it.
It's so good. I'm sitting there, I'm like, God. That was one of the, and like the other thing is, go ahead.
I got it from leftovers because I joined the draft league.
I was going to bring it up. You had the misfortune of coming into the league mid 5 rounds into it because somebody did not draft a serious team and then came out like they took Mimikyu in the first round.
It was Mimikyu. I will never forget this. I know it was Mimikyu, G-Zap. And I know there was a 2-pointer.
Oh, it was
it was so bad.
Let me go look at this. It was not great. Like I was sitting there, I'm like, what are they cooking? Like, are
they cooking?
I was like, whatever they're cooking, somebody needs to call the health inspector. It's not good. Let's see.
No, it was not.
Like it was Mimikyu went, and then Zapdos, Galarian Zapdos, and then they were mid draft because 7, I think, right?
I was pretty late.
Yeah. So their team was just I don't know, disgusting. All right, so I'm too far there.
It was something I wish I could unsee. It was not good, but luckily I actually am really happy with this draft that I came out with.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't draft
so they took Slacking.
It's Slacking.
That's what it was, yeah. Which I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow, they really like Slacking because I don't think Slacking's terrible in draft. Like it has a value.
It has its niche. It's just a really good revenge killer, and it can tank a few hits.
Yeah, but you should not be taking it in the 3rd round when you can get like Slowking, Spectrier, Thundurus, Therian, like Quaquaval. Immediately went after.
Yeah, there was a lot of better things than Slacking and Mimikyu that could have went, but we out here. We're trying our best.
Yeah, I'm happy that I got my first loss out now because I would have had an inflated head, and then when I lost, it would have been terrible for me. Great content, would have been great content, but
honestly,
watching your match last week because I think you won 5-0, right? Or no? Yeah, you won 5-0.
So yeah.
And the substitute Heatran in week 1 was just perfect. Like I was sitting there like,
that's what you took away? I took away Toxicroak?
Well, no, I mean I took away Toxicroak. He did, but it was the substitute Heatran, which I'm sitting there going like, that actually makes a whole lot of sense because nothing wants to hit it. Nothing wants to hit it, and then so you're like, oh, let me go switch in. Switch in and get something else, and it's like, oh cool, I'm going to kill you. Like I have the moveset to take. I have the substitute up to take this hit, and I'm going to kill you, no matter what. It's just like,
yeah, Heatran is definitely surprising. Stayed.
Yeah,
for me to get it.
But the amount I kick myself every time I look at the draft board because then I see 5th round Spectrier and I see like 5th round Darkrai, and I'm like, why didn't I just go for that? And I'm like, I went with for Enamorous, which I'm not mad at, but
I think honestly, most people's drafts are pretty good. I don't know what the mono water guy's doing, but
I'm so happy I took Quackable. He forced me to take Quackable when I did. I didn't want to take Quackable. I was like, I could probably get him in the 4th round, and then I'm like, he's making a range.
I was looking at your team at prep, and I'm like, if there's someone to lose to the mono water, it's gonna be this guy. And you beat him, so it worked out.
Oh no, I didn't play him yet. I didn't even play him yet.
Did you play him? Who
no,
did you play?
I played Pewter City. I played Uncle Ethan. He's got Mew, Tinglu, Azumarill, Greninja.
Oh yeah, he just has 2 water types.
Yeah, which was also scary because I didn't respect Choice Brand Azumarill enough, and I got lucky. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. I missed.
I never respect that mon. It's fake.
He missed the play rough, and
until it sweeps me, I'm gonna just disrespect it.
That's fair. Look. Like I said last week during the game, I was like, sometimes you get those, those 10% misses that you need, you get them, and then sometimes you don't. And the inverse is also true. I needed both those Stone Edges to hit the Manaphy to potentially kill it, and I only got the 1. So it happens. But congrats to you. You're 2-0, Jake.
Thank you.
I hope to face you again. Because
I'm sure we will, honestly.
Because if I'm going to bust out this Trick Room tech that I cooked up, I'm cooking with a lot of good shit. I'm in there, Gordon Ramsay, Emerald with that bang. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful.
I cannot wait for it.
But thank you for humbling me, giving me my first ever draft loss in my second ever game, and look forward to seeing more of your.
Thanks for the great battle. I was on my toes. That was
toes,
no easy win.
No, it was, I always say sometimes you get a pucker factor of about 8 or 9. That one was at about 10.5.
No, I was actually I actually genuinely thought I lost. I was in my head when the TUSK came in and we were having that exchange with Oban. I was convinced I lost because I thought you would have CC, and I was like, I'm just gonna go Moon and not sack everything first in case he's not CC, which you weren't.
Yeah.
And you're like, I guess in fairness, it is hard to be everything you need because knockoff is good for Dio and you do need a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I think I said it in the commentary where I came down to it. It's like, all right, close combat, hits the Roaring Moon 100%, but it doesn't, it does nothing to the Deoxys, and I'd rather have headlong for the Deoxys. Like that's a good middle ground. Like it doesn't matter. Like the Enamorous I had Ice Spinner for. I had close combat also would have been good against the Ogerpon, but I kind of viewed the Ogerpon. I ended up viewing it as like a chance to get the Rapid Spin up, and it worked out that way. I was like, perfect, great. Like I was sitting there. I was so afraid you had Horn Leech and Trailblaze because
so
I was
close.
like
so close.
I was like, I'm pretty sure Horn Leech gets the kill here. It might not, but I don't know if I get the kill with Headlong Rush. And I was like, man, I'm thinking to myself in my head, like I already knew what I was gonna say. Is like, if I didn't get the kill, if that happened, I didn't get the kill, and I'll be like, I should have had close combat. Which I should have had close combat anyway. Who knew? The very next month would make me say that anyways. But yeah, that Deoxys I needed a couple things for it because I obviously it's too strong to get a one-hit KO with anything that I had. And the closest I came was 78% on a Moonblast with max attack, max special attack, choice specs, Enamorous, and I'm like, yeah, but that's overkill at that point. Like, let me just guarantee a 2-hit KO. Like if I'm not,
and then go to a whole rabbit hole, and it's like you spend hours thinking.
I'm already looking at next week's. I faced the team you faced week 1, and I'm like, oh man, Latios. Yeah, great. Okay. Oh hey, also a coordinate. So there goes Hazards. Yeah. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, but I think it'll be fine.
I think so as well, especially with the
the roster moves that I made, which I next week. But yeah, hey, thanks for giving me some of your time for this post-match interview.
Of course. Thanks for having me, man.
Any plugs you would like to plug? Any social media, video content stuff, or anything causes or whatever?
Yeah, I'll shout out my league real quick. I'm running a league called the Showdown United. We are in our first season. It's not an upload league or anything, but we are looking to grow our community. And if your fans especially want to get into Draft League, it's a great starting place. We will be having a season 2 with more divisions even. And definitely the biggest thing going on right now for me. That's pretty much it, though.
I look in the link below. It'll be in the description, and I'm saying this so that I give Jake time to go grab it and then DM it to me. But also, Jake, I love the logo. Maybe the best logo.
You'll never believe it because I know how professionally done it is, but I made it myself.
You know what? Somebody who also, you know what? If I didn't make my own logo, I wouldn't have known that you made it. It takes one to know one, right? It takes a true artist to recognize art and talent. It's incredible. But thank you, Jake, and that's one. We're 1-1, and we'll see you all next week for our match against the Gnome Beartics. Everybody, peace.